Hello and welcome back to the Dwarves. Who doesn't love them, right? Welcome back to PlayingHardball. So we have found something horrific. Green Glade. A pretty nice, or formerly pretty nice village with some beautiful elven houses has seen some horrible things. There are corpses everywhere and there's some... body on the tree.
The elf maiden's graceful snow-white face still radiates beauty, in terrible contrast to the rest of her appearance.
Oh my god.
From the neck down, she is nothing more than a blood-red, damp and glistening skeleton. There are long nails sticking through her thin bones, and where her beautiful eyes once were, are now gaping black holes.
The poor thing. Oh no. Oh god, who did that? There's a picture there. What is that? Look at the painting.
The hand that painted this picture was that of a master. It is composed exclusively in shades of red, but every single little detail is painstakingly and precisely reflected. Trees, the remains of buildings, bodies. You hesitate.
This picture portrays the village in its state of ruin.
Examining the canvas more closely, you realize that it is actually made of skin, and the red paint seems more than suspicious now.
Oh no. How horrific. Let's throw it into the fire.
This is the most disgusting thing I have ever seen.
That's really... sadistic. Oh no. Uh-oh. Why are they glowing red? Oh, the poor butterflies, they don't know what happened here. Can look at the elven houses. And by the way, what's with the fire?
The smell of the smoke has accompanied you for a while now. But here, so close to the bodies, it is masked by the sweet smell of death. You have a bitter taste in your mouth and have to pull yourself together to avoid vomiting in disgust.
Horrible. Horrible. Hoof marks.
Hoof prints burned into the ground. Oh, fire!
The fire in Boindil's eyes flares up with delight.
Huzzah! That would make a change from those stupid Peggies. Did you hear that, brother? We might get to test our blades on Tion's pointy ears.
So I wonder what the difference is between alpha and elves.
You have read about the elves and their buildings. This here had always just been a small example of their architectural skill, which achieved perfection in Alandur. Now burning and ruined, the pavilion makes an even sadder impression.
But it's still pretty beautiful. So it's all around the tree over there. All bodies everywhere. And let's look at the dead.
Green Glade was one of the few places in Girdlegard where humans and elves live together. You don't see any elven features among all the faces contorted with pain and fear. You look away.
Horrible. Ah, we can go in here. Oh no, there's a body. Looking at the body.
The body of the man is riddled with arrows and is lying in a small patch of undamaged ground while a sea of flames must have raged in a circle around him. The robes remind you of those of Lot-Ionan's famuli. This, plus the fact that the man used magic, makes you quite sure that this is Garen.
Garen had these books on him when he was attacked. Was he trying to bring them to safety?
Your eyes fall upon a sealed letter next to the books. The circumstances seem grave enough for you to break the seal.
Greetings, Tugger. I am glad to hear that you finally wish to confide in Lot-Ionan. I have found out something new about the demon. It's all written in these books.
A demon?
I think they are the key to his destruction, or I hope so, at least. Yours faithfully, Goren. What demon are they talking about?
You instinctively think about how the magical barrier is only a few days' march north of here, and beyond it, Varakas only knows what kind of creatures live in the Perish Land.
You destroyed my painting. Now I need fresh blood to paint a new one.
Huzzah! This will be fun! We finally get to fight!
I hope your blood doesn't clot too much. It has to be nice and fluid for my fine brushstrokes.
Ha! How do you plan to defeat us, pointy ears? There are 3 of us!
Oh, only 3. That makes it easier.
She looks over the corpses.
Oh, Tharin Lueth Buanre!
Oh, what's happening?
The perished land.
Impossible. Greenglade is south of the barrier.
I know of nothing else that can resurrect the dead. Knock their heads off or they'll keep coming back.
Wow. Now we've got Goren's book, some scholarly book said to contain instructions on how to kill a demon. Well, but I think we can just keep our talismans here. Start the fight.
Huh?
Let's actually... Maybe let's kill the horse first.
Yes,
so you attack.
with pleasure.
What
is
it?
it?
Attack. Yeah, no, let's...
Huzzah!
Yeah, no, let's attack this one.
Attack! Huh?
That's a nasty horse. What is it actually? Well, it's some form of demon horse with burning hooves. Kill all undead, kill the elf and the shadow mare. So it is a shadow mare. So let's attack this one.
What is it? And what
Oh wait,
now?
why is he now number 2? But well, you use this.
Huh?
We need to run around.
At once.
They are good. Oh, it's vanished. Over there.
On my way.
Huh?
Yeah, that's actually... Although we should probably attack this one rather.
As good as done.
Let's go here. And you, you need to follow. No, you need to follow the alpha.
Come here, you. Yeah. What is it?
You need to attack this one.
And what now? Huzzah!
At once. For Varakas!
Let's activate this one here so we get
What is it?
less damage. And you can actually use this here.
Yes?
And you need to attack the shadow mare.
Oh, what bad luck for you!
There.
Huh?
Oh, it's the alpha teleported again.
Huh? End it!
What is it? Ha ha! What is it? With pleasure. And what now?
Well, you can
Yes.
actually use this one to get some more action points.
All right. Oh, what bad luck for you!
Oh!
Yes?
We need to get away from him.
Understood.
Run through. Okay, get away from him.
Understood.
Yeah.
Attack!
Yeah, I think we should actually need
At
to
once.
help out here. So let's do this one. Like so. Oh, now the guy is behind us. Yeah, you can actually just chop
What is it?
it, I guess. While you take the sheriff. Good. Good. Let's kill it.
Put up a fight!
Good. Got it. Very good.
Pavrakas!
Yes?
Yeah, actually, I think. Yeah.
With pleasure.
Let's have one over there.
Yeah!
Understood.
Ah. Well, actually, let's stay. One of us
Attack!
can stay here.
What is it?
And the
On
other
my
one-
way!
Yes?
So you
At once.
attack the
End it.
undead.
Huh? Say goodbye forever!
You make way. to
With
this
pleasure! What is it?
One. Smash them. And
Who's
regenerate.
next?
Huh? On my way.
Like this. Oh yeah, here, kill this one.
He hardly put up a fight!
Vile creature, good. Chop off the head and the arm. Yeah, very good. And then let's have this here.
Yes?
And you. come
Say
on,
goodbye
get over
forever.
there. And then let's have this here. Ah! But now.
Yes?
Where's the one? Oh, over there.
What is it? With
Oh yeah,
pleasure!
you get over there. Here.
I didn't hit you very
Good,
hard!
got it. Got her. The alpha.
Huh?
Okay. Then we can chop these. And let's actually rather have this here.
Huh?
This.
And what now?
There.
Who's next?
End it!
What is it?
Oh yeah, he's got lots of corpses around him, but I think his axe is
Yes?
actually the best thing against the undead. Could it be that they're really coming back?
Oh, what bad luck for you!
Good.
Huzzah!
Huh?
So this one then.
Pavrakas! And again!
Good, got that.
Attack!
Let's attack this one.
What is it? Who's next? What to do with your axes over here?
Yeah,
Yes.
We've got some problems.
Too easy!
End it!
Take
What is
that.
it?
And you chop them off. We are only at 12.
Huh?
Yeah, he's actually with the hammer. He's not super effective against them. They are returning.
Oh, what for you?
Wasn't quick enough.
Say goodbye
Yeah.
forever. Next. Oh,
Finish
what
this one
bad
off.
luck for you! Huh? Come here, you!
Huh?
Check this one.
Make you very hard!
And this one.
What is it? What is it?
Boindil is way better. Oh yeah, here.
He hardly
There,
put
good.
up a
Got that
fight.
one, so they need to lie on the ground.
Come here, you! Huh? Don't rush me!
Yes? Attack!
And again!
Good.
Understood.
Run over there.
Yes? And what now?
Come around.
Huzzah!
Is this here? Oh, and he's nearly down.
On my way!
Actually, like...
Too easy!
Ah, yeah, okay, no, he can do that. Ah, yeah, because his raven's beak has a sharp end there.
Oh, what bad luck for you!
So we are 24 undead. Chop them like so.
What is it? With pleasure.
But there was one over here, right? Yeah.
Say goodbye forever. I didn't hit you very
Yeah,
hard.
very good.
Vile creature!
Oh, what bad luck for you!
Huh? Vavrakas!
You attack this one and you can actually help out with
Come
that.
here, you!
And again!
Ow! Another
Good.
one bites
Got
the
that
dust. Ha ha!
That's the last one.
Kill.
Good. Horrible. Oh, what is that?
Dwarves, you protected the glade.
Oh. Oh.
The perished land. The barrier has fallen.
You can feel your stomach cramping. Unlike Boindil, you can't say a word.
The damn mage, I only had one job!
So this is what it is like to rise from the dead. I feel nothing. I am left with nothing. My love, my beauty, my home, and my forest. Everything has been taken from me. I beg you, have mercy and put an end to my suffering.
Without even being able to look into her eyes, you recognize the sadness in the elf maiden's expression. The dignity that she must once have radiated can only be imagined in her current state.
Oh my god. Can we actually talk first? And like, I mean, I know you are shocked now, but don't you think that you could actually like, isn't there anything positive about being undead? So how were the Alpha able to conquer Greenglade?
Karen was here, and I've heard that you elves have special abilities in battle. Did the Alpha take you by surprise in your sleep?
I felt her presence, but when I confronted the elf, she had already killed the first of us and resurrected the perished land. It fills humans and dwarves with a hatred for life. It turns you into beasts. They charged through the village like a fury, and everyone that they killed became one of theirs.
If the perished land spreads further south, then Nod-On won't need any orcs, ogres, or Alfar. One human losing their life in the perished land would be enough for the madness to sweep through the land like the plague.
Horrible. Okay, well, I mean, if that is what you want, we could actually put you out of your misery.
Your stomach turns, but you know that it's right.
Oh. Oh.
You've never seen the twins looking so serious. They would pit themselves against any army of orcs, but this is something beyond their power, and yours.
We need the Magi. They must rebuild the barrier.
The poor elf. Oh, it's so sad. We must let Lot-Ionan know what has happened here.
We must go to Lot-Ionan before the parish land spreads further. He will know what is to be done.
Neither of your companions objects.
I can't believe it. The barrier has fallen. How could that happen?
Who can tell? Anything could go wrong with all that hocus pocus.
It had held back the parish land since the fall of the Fifthlings. Reinforcing the barrier whenever it loses power is the primary duty of the great mage. I can't imagine how Nodon or anyone else could have broken through it.
You think of the demons mentioned in Garen's letter. You wonder whether it could be possible that a demon from the outer lands might possess powers so great that even the 6 magi weren't ready for it.
So I guess the prologue that we played with the king, maybe those were the Fifthlings and that was their fall, huh? So Berndal is the one. So I'm not sure, like, if we are getting experience by killing... No, but, yeah, I don't know. I think it's all fixed. So here, I like the cleave. I like cleave. By the way, we can actually turn around. Actually, but yeah, it's a bit hard. How? Yeah, well, so I like the cleave. Charge is also sort of cool, but on the other hand, we can just walk through. I feel this is better to chop off a lot of enemies at the same time. Could also storm. I mean, it would be cool to see different things actually, but I don't feel the charge is so good, and it's also dangerous because you can fall down and stuff, and it's also longer than it shows, yeah, with this little arrow. So let's rather have the cleave. And with this one, yeah, we can hit lots of enemies at the same time. I think I like that better. Dwarves should be more stable. He could have the charge, no, but I like the leap attack also better for the tactical advantage that it provides. So if we are in a very tight spot, we could actually leap out of there. So this is how we look, huh? Yeah, we've got pretty good forearms there. Let's get the leap. And we found a golden ring with an inscription on the inside, nothing special. Well, it was special to someone. And lots of food. So that's quite horrific there. Relationship improved by 10%. An additional 50 XP, 1000 experience points, and the golden ring added to the inventory. Let's have a look. So now we are at 50 and 60. 70, 60. Why are we only at 50 with Berndal, I wonder? Well, I mean, okay, he's... Yeah. So let's save. Well, then let's go here.
Every evening since you left Greenglade, you have looked at Garen's books and tried to prize out the knowledge that they hold. But now, you must admit to yourself that you can't decipher them. They are written in the learned language for high magi, and Lot-Ionan didn't teach you that. However, you're sure that the books are important. Why else would Garen want them sent to Turga the Fair-Faced? You put them away with a sigh, and your eyes remain on the bag that Lot-Ionan gave you. Did Garen ask Lot-Ionan to return the magical artifacts in the pouch? You pick up the pouch and look at it.
Lot-Ionan forbade me from opening the pouch.
Well, well, I guess. I mean, it wouldn't hurt to know what is inside, right? Well, we don't need to look, we need to use, or, you know, just to know what's inside.
What the heck? Garen is dead, and you want to know what you're lugging around with you through the length and breadth of Girdlegard. You grasp at the pouch with an uninvolved expression, so that the twins don't think you're acting against Lot-Ionan's instructions. You undo the knot with nimble fingers. A piercing, bone-splitting sound rings out, and small spheres of light shoot into the air, ending in colourful explosions.
By Fracas' hammer and all the fires of his forge!
The twins jump up immediately and draw their weapons. You curse and quickly close the pouch again.
By the mountains of Girdlegard! What was that, Scholar?
I just wanted to examine the magical trap. It's for thieves, in case someone tries to steal the pouch.
You try to act normally, so that they don't realize you got just as much a shock as they did.
Well,
Tungdil looks at the pouch with animosity.
Magical frippery.
The twins sit down again, and you slowly recover.
that was fun. I hope this trap is still working. Okay then, so now we know that we shouldn't look at it. We're actually like this Clinter. Let's go like maybe let's go like
Just
this.
like previous nights, you are haunted by the image of the elf maiden nailed to the tree in Greenglade. You wake from your sleep and look around you. The night is unusually dark. Despite your good dwarven eyes, you can only make out Boendal's outline, even though he's keeping watch only a few steps away. You're about to lie down again, but suddenly feel something cold against your throat. Next to you, the pale face of an elf slides into view.
Good evening. I'm afraid we missed each other in Greenglade, so my companion had to receive you on her own.
Well, let's have a dagger on our throat is actually a bad idea to make any movements. Like, why can't we talk to him? Well, let's not say anything.
You don't have much experience with Alpha, and only want to act when you're sure that it will achieve something.
Don't worry, I won't kill you. Not yet. Do you know what I am going to do instead?
You feverishly search for an answer, but you can't even imagine how an Alpha thinks.
I will kill everyone who means anything to you. I will destroy your life, and you will sink into hopelessness, groundling. Your downfall is called Synthoras.
You tense your muscles, readying to defend yourself, but suddenly realize that the blade against your throat has disappeared. You look around, astonished. The elf is nowhere to be seen. You look over to Boendal, who is easy to recognize in the bright moonlight. Next to you, Boindil smacks his lips in his sleep. You touch your throat, and when you don't feel anything, you breathe out, relieved.
Just a nightmare.
At least that's what you tell yourself. But you don't close your eyes for the rest of the night.
Wow. Yeah, I think that was probably the right thing, because this way we did not give away anything to the guy, to this Alpha. So he probably thinks that we are a coward or something.
Boindil unwraps his dwarf cheese again and cooks it on the fire. When he offers you a piece, you take it.
I knew we'd make a dwarf of you in the end.
You chew on the cheese so you don't have to answer. It tastes better than you first thought.
Well, what about this guy? Going there. What about this here? There's a question mark. Oh, it's like the guy's running away from us.
You arrive at a small, bustling village. One thing is clearly missing from the lively scene: the sound of metal on metal from the village smithy that would normally be heard above everything else at this time of day. A dour, grim-looking man is sitting in front of the forge with his right arm in a sling. His expression brightens as he sees you, and he jumps to his feet.
Dear dwarves, could I interest you in helping me in my workshop for a day?
The man's expression is somewhere between desperation and hope. As you don't answer immediately, he continues.
You will, of course, be royally rewarded for your work. I can offer you 100 gold pieces.
Well, what happened to your arm?
What happened to your arm?
A stupid accident. A box of blanks fell down. I was trying to catch it. It will heal, fortunately, but I won't be able to wield my hammer for a while.
You must have quite a backlog of work.
You nod sympathetically. You always felt bad if you were ill or couldn't work in the forge for some reason or other.
Loads. But if what I hear about the metalworking skills of the dwarves is true, it would be easy for you to manage it in a day.
Well, of course, but I think 100 gold pieces is actually not so much for a dwarven mastersmith.
I could help you, but compared to human standards, I'm a mastersmith, so my services will cost you more.
The smith gulps.
More? How much?
Well, double.
Double. My services should be worth that.
200?
Anger and indignation are written across the man's face.
That's much too much. I could have the smith in the neighbouring village do my work for cheaper. I won't pay more than I offered. Take it or leave it.
Well, but that guy's not a dwarven mastersmith. Well, then I'll leave. Goodbye. I think this is haggling.
You say goodbye and leave. After only a few steps, the resigned voice of the smith calls you back.
All right. Double.
There you go.
A little later, you are standing in the workshop, examining the smith's inferior tools, while he fires up the forge and prepares everything for the job, as well as he can, with just one good arm. You weren't able to persuade the twins to help you. As warriors, they'd rather go hunting, Tungdil declared. But you think it's more probable that you'll find them drinking beer. But you don't care. You're excited about being able to smith again after such a long time.
Oh yeah.
Hours later, you have forgotten everything around you. The heat of the forge, the sweat on your warm skin, the play of the flames. You're in your element and work as if in a trance. The smith left the workshop ages ago with a satisfied grin on his face.
Wait, I'm talking to you.
You look up in surprise. Everything but the beating of the hammer had ceased to exist, and you didn't notice that someone has come in.
Can you do it?
You immediately dislike the middle-aged man. He sounds you out so doggedly with his light grey eyes that it feels as though he wants to look right through you and into your deepest thoughts. The man points to 2 horses.
Those 2, in 1 hour.
What's the deal with the horses?
With the forge hammer in your hand, you play dumb. You blink and look back and forth between the horses and the man.
What's the deal with the horses?
You expect the man to fly off the handle, but you feel even more uneasy when he asks you quietly and very slowly to please re-shoe the 2 horses.
Well, why not?
These 2 need shoeing? No problem.
The man doesn't look convinced, but you get to work with confidence. 2 more armed men are standing next to the horses, sizing you up.
Well, let's talk to them. Well, let's watch them secretly while we work.
You concentrate on the work. The only sound you hear is the melodic beat of the hammer against the anvil. You keep track of the armed men out of the corner of your eyes. You suspect they are mercenaries. While you're fitting the 3rd horseshoe, another armed man enters the forge and speaks in hushed tones with the leader of the group.
He's the only one here.
The man nods in your direction, and you quickly shift your attention back to the work. You play it cool and complete the work. As the leader of the mercenaries pays you, you have the feeling that he is trying to transfix you with his eyes. The men leave the workshop without a word.
I think they are crooks. Let's talk to them.
So, you're mercenaries, I take it?
You're only trying to engage in conversation, but the man looks at you incredulously, as if he didn't expect dwarves to be able to talk.
Something like that.
Got lots of work? Oh, do you know anything about the armies of orcs from the south?
We can't complain.
The man's tone makes it clear that the conversation has ended here. You carry out the work in silence. As the leader of the mercenaries pays you, you have the feeling that he is trying to transfix you with his eyes. The men leave the workshop without a word.
I think we should follow them.
The men join a larger group of horsemen, more than a dozen, outside the village. You stay hidden and listen.
Not here in the village. Go. Search the road between here and Clintal again.
The other mercenaries nod and the group rides off. You can't make head nor tail of what's going on here, but you don't like it. You tell the twins about your encounter, and they decide to be especially vigilant over the next days. You spend the night in the smith's house and move on the next morning.
Well, some experience. Oh.
In the early evening, you make an unusual discovery on the side of the road. A colorful trader's wagon has been carelessly abandoned, with not a soul in sight.
I don't like the look of this one bit, Boindil. You take a look around there, I'll stay on this side. Tungdil, you check the surrounding area, and be careful.
Oh no, I want to reload the game. Because we want to talk with this dwarven merchant before. We need to catch him before. I'm rather sure these mercenaries have ambushed the guy. But I can't reload. Well, let's view the surroundings.
You scan the road and the woods on both sides. Apart from the twins who are fighting their way through the undergrowth within earshot, you can't hear or see anyone.
Let's examine the wagon.
The wagon itself isn't damaged, nor is the drawbar. But the belts and leashes that normally hold the draft animals have been cut clean through.
To steal the horses, huh? Let's search the tracks on the ground.
You can see a lot of tracks in the mud around the wagon. Hoof prints and footprints from humans in heavy boots.
Mercenaries?
At least half a dozen long ones must have approached the wagon from the woods on both sides.
Well, actually, we should see if the horseshoe that we made was part of this, huh? Let's enter the wagon.
The dwindling daylight provides little light inside the wagon. It smells of leather, spices, and candles. And there's another smell in the air, which you can't quite place. It reminds you of your forge in Lot-Ionan's vaults, but different. It is messy, but no more so than you would expect from a single dwarf. The bed is rumpled, and there are tools and leftover materials piled up on the little workbench. There are several cupboards hanging on the right-hand wall. At the end of the wagon, there's a large wardrobe, and next to the door on the left is a heavy wooden chest with rusty metal hinges.
Well, let's have a look at the... No, let's leave the wagon. I want to reload. Okay, we have to. Okay, let's examine the wall cupboard.
The smaller cupboards are piled high with a multitude of tins and boxes, all filled with odds and ends that the trader offered for sale to customers on his trips. Nothing of real interest.
The wardrobe?
You reach for the knob of the wardrobe and then stop. The rug in front of the wardrobe squelches as you step on it, as if you had stepped in a puddle. You try to work out what has soaked the rug, when suddenly, the door of the wardrobe springs open and something bounces into you.
Oh no,
you take a step back, and the realization of what hit you makes you take two more. Lying on the floor in front of you is the body of a dwarf, headless. His head has been cut clean from his neck. The dwarf is wearing clothes that look more like human robes and bears no coat of arms that would identify his kingdom. You didn't know him, but no one deserves to die like this.
Horrible. Let's examine the corpse.
His head is being cut off cleanly, probably with a sharp blade. A quick glance in the wardrobe confirms what you already suspect. The dwarf's head is nowhere to be seen.
Let's examine the chest.
As you try to lift the lid of the chest, you realize that the lock has been broken out of the wood.
Burglary.
You open the lid and look inside. Amongst clothes and some empty boxes, you find a loot case and a beautiful loot of the kind that humans build, as well as a bag of bread and cured meat.
Well, let's take the loot.
You take the loot. You can't play, but an instrument like this is worth good gold.
And the food.
You take the bread and the cured meat. The extra provisions should keep you going for a few days.
Let's leave the wagon. Let's tell the twins.
You give a short, sharp whistle, and the twins come running at the double. You tell them what you found.
A group of horsemen with heavy boots has been here. And I found Mort in the wagon.
Ah.
Beheaded.
How do we know that
I have a hunch that the mercenaries from
Mort?
Fallow Rock have something to do with this.
Wretched dwarf killers!
You can tell that Boindil wants revenge and can understand his feelings well. You wrap the body in linen, dig a hole in the woods, and place the body in it. You lay a couple of his tools and other personal belongings you found in the wagon next to him. You wish there was more you could do for him. You continue on your journey in gloomy spirits.
That's quite horrible. So, however, we found the first real mistake in the game because we don't know how the guy's name is. Well, I already know it. So I want to reload because we want to meet the guy firstly before we go to these. I didn't know that this would trigger the event, but we want to meet him
Just
first.
like previous nights, you are haunted by the... You're about to lie down.
The elf. Let's try to call for help. But then let's try to free ourselves.
You consider your options, but before you have reached a decision, the dagger is pressed more tightly against your throat, and you feel a second blade at your back.
Quiet now. I'm not going to kill you, not yet. Do you know what I'm going to do instead?
You feverishly search for an answer, but you can't even imagine how an Alfar thinks.
I will kill everyone who means anything to you. I will destroy your life, and you will sink into hopelessness, groundling. Your downfall is called Synthoras.
So the guy is called Synthoras.
You tense your muscles, readying to defend yourself, but suddenly realize that the blade against your throat has disappeared. You look around, astonished. The Alf is nowhere to be seen. You look over to Boendal, who is easy to recognize in the bright moonlight. Next to you, Boindil smacks his lips in his sleep. You touch your throat,
Dreaming of
and when you
food.
don't feel anything, you breathe out, relieved.
Just a nightmare.
At least that's what you tell yourself. But you don't close your eyes for the rest of the night.
Well, I mean, how would this Elva do it? Oh, come on.
Boindil unwraps his dwarf cheese again and cooks it on the fire. When he offers you a piece, you take it.
I knew we'd make a dwarf of you in the end.
Oh, we need to get there. Let's go here. Like this. Oh. Come on. Come on. Dwarf. Oh.
A colourful
There.
trader's wagon drawn by two stocky horses is coming towards you. A small man is sitting on the box seat, and as soon as he sees you, the wagon slows down. As it draws to a stop next to you, you realise that the driver isn't human. He's a dwarf.
That's actually a pretty cool and
Greetings,
interesting
my
encounter.
friends. All too rarely does one meet wayfaring dwarves around here. You can call me Mort.
Greetings, Mort. I am Tungdil. This is Boindil and Boendal.
You are happy to meet another dwarf, and such a friendly and eloquent one at that.
Wayfaring dwarves may not be common, but a travelling dwarf trader? Now that really is weird.
Then you see what great luck it is that we've met like this. Come, Have a look at my wares. I'm sure you'll find something to make a dwarf's life a little sweeter. I'll make you a good price.
Yeah, so I'm glad. That's actually a cool encounter with this guy, and it's also a fine character. Unfortunately, now we know what's going to happen with him. Well. Hey, Mort, which kingdom are you from?
Mort, I hope you don't mind me asking, but which kingdom are you from?
The dwarf's clothes seem more like those of humans, and he isn't bearing any coat of arms.
My kingdom? Is that important? I'm my own kingdom. I go where I please and enjoy the fresh air and the sun on me skin.
At your side, Boindil is tensing his muscles, and you think you see from the corner of your eye his hands moving a little nearer to the handle of his axes.
Is your kingdom important?
You two must be secondlings, right? I can tell by your armor. But you...
He looks you over for a while.
You're not a secondling, are you?
As you yourself don't know for sure which kingdom you belong to, you give no answer and just shrug your shoulders. Mort throws you a knowing glance and nods slowly.
Well, where are you going?
Where are you heading?
To Clintel, a small village where I can expect to do very little business. But the people there are nice and kind. I've known some of them since they were smaller than me. Isn't it astounding how much they manage to achieve in such short lives?
After glancing at Boindil's grave expression, Mort continues unfazed.
I can say in all certainty that there's not the same ambition to make a difference and change things in our halls.
That is because there is no reason to change things if you do them right first time. We dwarves think first before acting.
As it is Boindil of all people making such a claim, you're sure it must be a joke. But your friend continues to eye the trader with a serious and distrustful look.
Well, I wish you would have passed by Yonandar, the vault where I lived.
I grew up with Magus Lot-Ionan in Yonandar. I would have given anything to meet someone like you.
I rarely leave this area. People know me here, so the abuse isn't too bad.
Mort shrugs his shoulders, as if it were no big deal. When he sees the concerned look on your face, he adds,
I don't blame them. It's our fault too. We turned our backs on other races. People fear what they don't know.
Yeah, that's true, unfortunately. Although sometimes it's also a wise thing. So, show me what you have for sale. So he's got rations there, that's good. Let's have another 60 there. And otherwise a large healing potion, small elixir of protection. But I think we... yeah, well... I mean, it's 200. Should we buy that for 200? Then we've got 400 left. So I'm really not sure what it means. Maybe, and it's only... this would be a one-time use during one battle. But maybe there's someone who could use a large healing potion and we can save that person. So let's take it. There, confirm. So, we must press on, Mort.
We must press on. It was a pleasure meeting you, Mort.
Mort smiles.
The feeling is mutual, Tungdil. Vrakas be with you.
Mort spurs the horses on, and the colourful wagon jolts into motion.
You shouldn't be so trusting.
The wagon is no more than a few yards away when Boindil looks at you reproachfully.
A dwarf who lives alone among humans for years on end and disowns his kingdom? Don't you know what that means?
He's an outcast, Tungdil. His kingdom and his clan have banished him. It's a severe punishment, only dealt out for serious offences.
The twins enter into a long discussion about what crime the trader may have committed, and go on to teach you the basics of dwarven law. As dramatic as their accounts may be, you didn't have the impression that Mort was a criminal, nor that he suffered particularly from his exile.
Well, maybe just a free spirit. So, that was interesting, and we learned a little bit more about the dwarven culture. So, let's save the game here before anything bad happens. So, well, and now let's go here, where we will do the smithing.
You arrive at a small, bustling village. One thing is clearly missing from the lively scene. the sound of metal on metal from the village smithy that would normally be heard above everything else at this time of day. A dour, grim-looking man is sitting. The man's
hurt, and he's offering us. So what happened to
your arm? A stupid
accident.
No.
Well, of course we can help you, but only for better pay.
I could help you.
The smith got...
And well, how much more? Well, 200 gold pieces it has to be.
Anger
right?
and indignation are written across the man's face.
That's much too much.
Smith could do it better and cheaper and so on. Now we are a master smith. Then I'll leave it. Goodbye.
You say goodbye. A little later, you're standing in the work. You weren't able to persuade the twins to help you. As warriors, they'd rather go hunting, Boindil declared.
Yeah, so
but hours later, you have forgotten everything.
I'm talking to you.
You look up in surprise. Everything but the beating of the hammer had ceased to exist, and you didn't notice that someone has come in.
Can you do it?
You immediately dislike the middle-aged man. He sounds you out so doggedly with his light grey eyes that it feels as though he wants to look right through you and into your deepest thoughts. The man points to 2 horses.
Those 2, in 1 hour.
Yeah, but by the way, what's the deal with the horses?
With the forge hammer in your hand, you play dumb. You blink and look back and forth between the horses and the man.
What's the deal with the horses?
You expect the man to fly off the handle.
So he wants us to do it. So, well, let's try. If we are saying like, oh, sorry, I don't take any new jobs. I mean, we are actually not being paid for that. And this might slow them down. I'm not taking on any new jobs.
I'm sorry. Too much to do. Try somewhere else.
You got a nerve, you little rat.
The man moves menacingly close, his hand on his sword, when the man with grey eyes holds him back.
Not here.
The angry mercenary glares briefly at his leader before stomping out of the forge.
I thank you for your help, Mr. Dwarf. Perhaps we'll meet again.
The men leave the workshop.
Well, let's follow them in secret.
The men join a larger group of horsemen, more than a dozen, outside the village. You stay hidden and listen.
Not here in the village. Go. Search the road between here and Clintal again.
The other mercenaries nod and the group rides off. You can't make head nor tail of what's going on here, but you don't like it. You tell the twins about your encounter, and they decide to be especially vigilant over the next days. You spend the night in the smith's house and move on the next morning.
And there it is, the dwarf merchant. I mean, okay, like the poor horse that needs a new horseshoe is the one that is actually suffering right now. But yeah, this might have... Maybe we even find some clue, so let's save it. And let's think that we had a hunch that these guys were kind of... that there was something off about them.
In the early evening, you make an unusual discovery on the side of the road.
Mod's car.
You immediately recognize the
I don't like the look of this one bit, Boindil. You take a look around there, I'll stay on this side. Tungdil, you check the surrounding area, and be careful.
Let's view our surroundings.
You scan the road and the woods on both sides. Apart from the twins who are fighting their way through the undergrowth within earshot, you can't hear or see anyone.
Let's examine the wagon.
The wagon itself isn't damaged, nor is the drawbar. But the belts and leashes that normally hold the draft animals have been cut clean through.
Let's search the tracks.
You can see a lot of tracks in the mud around the wagon. Hoof prints and footprints from humans in heavy boots. At least half a dozen long ones must have approached the wagon from the woods on both sides.
But also nothing special about the hoof prints. Well, let's enter the wagon.
The dwindling daylight provides little light inside the wagon. It smells of leather, spices, and candles. And there's another smell in the air, which you can't quite place. It reminds you of your forge in Lot-Ionan's vaults, but different. It is messy, but no more so than you would expect from a single dwarf. The bed is rumpled, and there are tools and leftover materials piled up on the little workbench. There are several cupboards hanging on the right-hand wall. At the end of the wagon, There's a large wardrobe, and next to the door on the left is a heavy wooden chest with rusty metal hinges.
The cupboards?
The smaller cupboards are piled high with a multitude of tins and boxes, all filled with odds and ends.
Just some wares, okay, and then, well, the chest.
As you try to lift the lid of the chest, you realize that the lock has been broken out of the wood.
Burglary!
You open
Theft.
the lid and look inside. Amongst clothes and some empty boxes, you find a loot case and a beautiful loot of the kind that humans build, as well as a bag of bread and cured meat.
Well, we could take both.
You take the loot. You can't play, but an instrument like this is worth good gold.
And the food.
You take the bread and the cured meat. The extra provisions should keep you going for a few days.
And then the wardrobe. The horror!
You reach for the knob of the wardrobe, and then stop. The rug in front of the wardrobe squelches as you step on it, as if you had stepped in a puddle. You try to work out what has soaked the rug, when suddenly, the door of the wardrobe springs open, and something bounces into you. You take a step back, and the realization of what hit you makes you take two more. Lying on the floor in front of you is the body of a dwarf, headless. The head has been cut clean from the neck, but the dwarf's clothes leave you in no doubt that this is Mort, the trader. You take a couple of deep breaths.
Yeah, that's quite horrible here. Mort was actually, I think he was a nice guy. Let's examine his corpse.
His head is being cut off cleanly, probably with a sharp blade. A quick glance in the wardrobe confirms what you already suspect. The dwarf's head is nowhere to be seen.
Horrible. Let's talk to the twins.
You give a short, sharp whistle, and the twins come running at the double. You tell them what you found.
A group of horsemen with heavy boots has been here. I found Mort in the wagon. Beheaded. I have a hunch that the mercenaries from Fallow Rock have something to do with this.
Wretched dwarf killers!
You can tell that Boindil wants revenge and can understand his feelings well. You wrap the body in linen, dig a hole in the woods, and place the body in it. You lay a couple of his tools and other personal belongings you found in the wagon next to him. You wish there was more you could do for him. You continue on your journey in gloomy spirits.
Pretty horrible. Oh, we've got a level there. Level 5, okay. So, and now we've got a loot. The precious loot that should be worth quite a lot to a connoisseur. Yeah, I will keep it. And by the way, like, I don't know why, he was suddenly number 3 in the battle. But well, so our friendship is growing here, and these two, they like each other with 70, that's a good thing. So, well, let's save the game. And then let's go over there. What's going on here?
You come across an orchard next to a farmstead and surrounded by several fields of wheat. You don't see anyone working in the fields, but there's a young man lying under an apple tree. He has his legs crossed and a straw hat is covering his face.
Well, let's ask him about the mercenaries.
Excuse me, but we're looking for a group of mercenaries. Have they passed by here?
The young man is startled. He must have nodded off. He looks around anxiously. When he sees you, the fear disappears from his face and is replaced by curiosity. It seems to you that the man is sizing you up.
And if I answer, what's in it for me?
Oh, that kind of person, huh? Well, we could also ask the farm owner if you prefer.
If you can't help us, we'd be happy to ask the owner of the farmstead. We'll just tell him that the man sleeping in the shade of the orchard sent us. What do you think?
The man seems to size you up, and then a crooked smile spreads across his face.
All right, you caught me. The people rode northwest. But Please don't tell Father Mullen.
Lazy.
There's no reason for that if you told the truth. So, northwest, you say?
You continue on your journey, while the lazy laborer sinks back into the grass.
Back into the grass, huh? So there. And there we go. Clintal.
The first thing you notice as you enter the village of Clintal is how quiet it is. There is hardly a soul in the streets, and the few people you do see immediately disappear into their houses as you get closer. Boindil draws his axes, and Boendal his raven's beak.
Something's not quite right here. Be alert.
Yeah. Well, let's continue out on into the village.
You walk on until you reach the village square. Without a word, men enter the square from the left and the right, cutting off your way. You recognize the leader of the group of mercenaries, looking you over with a satisfied expression. Standing next to him is a frail man with greying hair, who doesn't seem able to cope with the situation. He tries several times to say something, but can't find the right words.
Well, are you going to kill us just like you did the trader?
Are you going to kill us just like you killed the traveling trader?
The leader of the mercenaries shakes his head sadly and seems shaken.
You fiends want to lay the blame on us? You damn murderers!
Murderers? Come here, dwarf killer!
Are you denying your terrible deed? You were seen murdering poor old Mort, one of your kind in cold blood.
The old man points unnecessarily to the leader of the mercenaries.
Well, we are dwarves, and dwarves would never do anything like this to another dwarf. Also, we found Mort's body. We are looking for his killers. So you saw us do it, didn't intervene, and then set us a trap a few days later in the middle of nowhere. Yeah, let's say this one. It's a smart thing. So if he saw us do it, didn't intervene, and then set us a trap. That doesn't make much sense, by the way.
So apparently, you saw us committing murder, but you didn't intervene? And then you overtook us, and only set a trap for us now, and here, several days' journey from the place where it happened. Your story doesn't seem to make much sense.
We knew that the good people of Clintal would stand by us in confronting you. Mort was well known and respected around here.
But how did you know that we would come to Clintal of all places? If you were really tracking us, that wouldn't have been possible. But if you, on the other hand, were the ones being tracked, then it would have been easy for you to steer us into this trap.
He does have a point, Medarin. Why did you?
The village elder stops mid-sentence as the leader of the mercenaries draws his sword. The village elder turns from the mercenary to look at you, and then gives his men a signal to withdraw.
Very good. Yeah. Better not to have the villagers get in.
Watch out for the archers.
Yeah, we can just use our regular items. Oh, it's raining. Well, there they are. Well,
yes.
Then let's get over there. So we need to kill 15 mercenaries.
Fire you forever! And what now?
Is that going down?
Yes. On my way.
Huh?
Tungdil can also.
Understood. Favrakas!
Huh? You can use. Oh yeah, you can use. Oh yeah, that's a good one. Nice. That's a good attack.
What is it?
That one.
End it.
Yes.
This one. And
as good as done. And what now? I'm with you.
Take this one. It's on the ground.
Huzzah!
Favrakas!
Take that.
What is it? With pleasure.
Okay, no, we can't actually. We can't deal a killing blow if they are not very low health. But these guys have pretty good gear there. This one has a pretty nasty and this one also. Klinasi double-handled sword. So that's this one again.
Huh?
You use this.
Huh?
Wait for it. There you go.
Come here, you!
Attack. Now you go around.
On my way. Understood.
Attack him. Come on.
Attack! Yes? Say goodbye forever!
Huh?
And now Tungdil, you can also do the chop.
And what
he
now?
went berserk.
Vile creature!
Let's get it off the way.
Yes. On my way.
Get it off the way.
Huh?
You hold back.
All right.
No.
As good as done. All right. As good as done.
Uh-huh. Take him like this.
Yeah!
Good. Got him.
Understood.
That hurt a bit.
What
now.
is it?
And
yes?
it's just
what is it?
it's this here.
On my way!
Yes.
You come from
At what?
behind. Ah, there are. Oh yeah, they're up there. Okay.
On my way.
Pow! Another
Yeah,
one
good.
bites the
Got him.
dust.
You
Understood.
guys get up there. Oh yeah, now you are ready.
Huh? Yes,
You
yes!
run up here. Come on,
I'm with
run.
you!
What is
Huh?
he doing? This one.
Yes? As good as
Come
done.
around
What is
there,
it?
and I want you to
Yes,
jump
yes.
up there. What are you doing?
I'm with you!
Oh god, what's happening?
Huh?
Yes.
Is that a bug?
What is it? Yes, yes!
He's not supposed to.
Of course!
Still, I think
They're hitting me
still
pretty
in-
hard!
well, then let's jump over there. Maybe that breaks it. Yeah,
I'm with you!
okay. Ah, there are actually. Well,
Huzzah!
from here. You use this.
For Brackus.
Huh? Of course!
around.
What is it?
You use this. Yeah, good.
With pleasure. And what now?
You take that. Take that. So, very good. Yeah, nice. Good.
On my way.
Huh?
Check there, very good, and then you
On my
go
way!
like so.
Say goodbye
Take it from
forever!
behind while you are there. The guy is done.
Understood.
Okay, good. Around like so.
On my way.
We've got 9 mercenaries.
Understood.
You come from behind.
He hardly put up a fight!
Good.
Huh?
On my way! Yes! As
Your
good as done.
health is actually regenerating rather quickly. Are they over there?
On my way! Of course!
I like
for you!
the rain and everything.
What is
the
it?
whole situation.
Yes? As good as done!
This.
At once.
There. This is a white chop.
What is it?
Burn dial. You can use this here. Yeah, nice.
And what now?
One deal.
Huzzah!
Oh, you take that one. You
For
push
Brackus.
this guy. Good, that one's done.
Yes?
Here's another one. Good.
On my way! With pleasure!
Guy. Nice.
As good as done! He hardly didn't hit you very hard!
Good. Mess them up, and we won. Good. No villagers got hurt as well.
The
That's
last
also
of the
a good
mercenaries
outcome.
falls to the ground, but Boindil is still in the frenzy of battle. You and Boendal have to physically restrain him until he comes to his senses. Otherwise, he would have stormed the houses to find more adversaries.
Oh, that's not good.
You walk up to the body of the mercenaries' leader and search his pockets. You soon find something. A letter.
An anonymous client seeks dwarf skulls cleanly cut, shorn, and put into jars with honey. 1,000 gold coins will be paid for each skull.
Wow.
Khan, Bounty Hunters Guild Master.
That's bounty hunters hunting for dwarves. Despicable.
Despicable. Let's show the villagers the letter.
You hold the letter aloft so that everyone can see it.
Look, citizens of Clintel, proof that these men are the killers. They are bounty hunters hunting for dwarves.
The village elder comes out of one of the houses, flanked by other villagers. You ignore their weapons, as well as their sinister expressions, and hand over the letter.
It would seem you are telling the truth. When you only killed those who deceived us. I thank you for this.
The village elder signals to a woman, and a few moments later, she brings you food and a bag of gold.
Take this in thanks for your actions.
Alright, I think that was a good outcome. So none of the villagers got hurt, and we got some extra gold for that. 76. Well, that was not a very wealthy village, but well. So, but that I think that was actually a good outcome. Yeah, a good outcome. 300 XP. Did we actually increase our 55 and they are 75? I think so. Like every encounter gives us around 5% to 10, but we are injured now. We are rather injured right now. So, but that was a good one. So let's save the game. So, and that concludes today's episode. Many thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed this one. That was pretty cool. Yeah, a bit sad that that Mort got killed, and also like it would have been cooler to find him beforehand, immediately. So I wouldn't have had to reload, but well. So I think now we need to get back to our vault. And it's actually not so bad. So when we were walking up here, we were more in the southern area here. So this time I think we can just explore the upper area here. We go via these towns. We've not been here in Talborough, by the way. So let's make a detour. Walking around there, checking it out, and then we come back like around here. I don't think that it is actually time sensitive anyway. And by the way, we sent the pigeon. So our master will provide some security measures anyway, I guess. But well, actually it might be wise to send him another message to warn him of this alpha that wants to kill everybody. Let's see. So, but that concludes today's episode. Many thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please show it by clicking the like button, and it would be cool if you could subscribe to the channel so you never ever miss an episode again. It's also very helpful, of course, as is you watching and interacting with the channel. And as always, the comment section is all yours. Many thanks for sharing your thoughts. Do tell what you think. I feel that it was actually a pretty cool situation. Yeah, like meeting the merchant beforehand. Yeah, I mean, we built a little bit of a relationship. We knew that Mort was actually respected in this area here. But also, yeah, I mean, the humans, they did not treat people, especially, or like non-humans, too kindly, apparently. I mean, we are experiencing this on a regular basis here. And then insofar it's understandable that Mort did not want to leave the area where people would know him. Yeah, I would have preferred to have him on the party actually. But that's not gonna happen now. Well, so that concludes today's episode. Many thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye bye.